Hello, hello. So, I'm Stephanie. My role is field CDO. I'm helping other CDO to buy patience because, as we saw from SLB, AI is not linear, and we need to build all those little blocks to make it happen. Now, I would like you to focus on one key idea: value. ROAI. GenAI is absolutely everywhere. When I want to check how much things are everywhere, I go on Google Trends. And in August, we reached the peak for two terms: generative AI and agents. What does it mean? It means that we are just at the top of the chaos, because everybody wants to learn about it, everybody is starting to use it, but we are all learning about it. So, it shouldn't come as a surprise that it doesn't show yet in companies' P&L. So, I'm going to play a journalist and tell you, can you guess what is the percentage of companies saying that they are not seeing any impact on the P&L? Is it 40, 60, or even 80? Do you want to have a guess? Do you want to have a guess?
60.
60, OK. Anyone else? 60? Well, the journalist in me actually says it's 80. And that's true. 80% of people don't see it yet in the P&L. But today, I'm not a journalist. That's just sensational headlines. It's totally normal. Why? Because we are learning how to make it work. The elephant in the room is process. If you get any new tools and you apply it on your current way of working, it's not going to deliver results instantly, because you need to rethink how you're going to use it. And this article was super interesting, detailing the frictions we need to be able to face before getting value. So, embracing those frictions is really going to help you to communicate internally and buy a little bit of patience. So, first of all, you need to explain the people friction. It's all around usage. We don't use it correctly, okay, normally. Organizational friction, it's all about scale. We need to start with scaling in mind. And most often, we are a bit stuck in the POC type of idea. The third type of friction are technological. Technical tools are just here to enable business context to be injected in everything you do. And that's a very important friction that we need to deal with. And the last one is around value. The biggest problem behind value is the alignment of your company behind the definition of value. And I really invite you to ask people, oh, you want to get value. What do you mean by value? And then you pause. Most of people are going to say efficiency, productivity. But you need to push them to go a bit beyond that. And actually, there is a lady just in red here. I invite you to speak with her after, because we spoke about health and safety and social values that data can help you to deliver. So, I've got 4 tips to help you to embrace those frictions and to deliver value faster. My first one is around the minions. We spoke about AI agent. To summarize AI agents, you can think about the movie Despicable Me and the minions. The minions are lovely little creatures who are really smart. They take initiatives, but they need a little bit of orchestration. So that's a really good image for AI agents. Now, the biggest problem we face with AI agents is that actually we are not 100% sure when we need to apply them. So, I've got a question for you. You've got different set of instructions here. Which set of instruction should require AI agents? The first step is the first set of instruction. Do step A, B, C. If C above something, OK, you get it. The second set starts by it depends. You have a set of methods, but you also need to use your common sense. Second set of instruction. And the third one, very complicated. I throw in some examples. So now I pause. Where do you think we should use AI agents? Anyone wants to comment? Or maybe let's raise hands. Who think the first set of instruction can be managed by AI agents? 1, 2, OK. OK. Second. A little bit more. OK. And the third? OK, guys, you're very good. You're very good because it is indeed the second one. And that's really important to understand where you need that delegation with discernment. And that's the kind of debate you need to have internally to really gain value from GenAI and from agents. And by the way, if you want really to shine tomorrow in your company, I invite you to take a little certificate, which has been developed by Anthropic. I don't have shares, whatever, but it's about delegating with discernment, and it is a key. It will help you to understand how to use those agents. My second tips. So I'm a bit sad about this one, because it's in every single presentation. And yet, we are not improving fast, because we still keep those silos. And if we keep the silos with the latest new shiny tools, such as the agents, we're going to recreate exactly the same type of problem. So you need to convince your data team and IT that actually data is not just power when you own the data. Data is power when you collaborate. And no point in investing if you're going to keep those silos. My third tip is about avoiding the bling. So I don't know if you remember that dude. Maybe I show my age a little bit too much. He was the king of bling, OK? And the king of bling puts all his money on very shiny use cases. You want to avoid those at the start. At the start, you need to buy a little bit of time, and you need to buy credibility, OK? So it's much better for you to focus on back office or self-service analytics, where you're going to showcase that you help people. And yes, they're going to be more efficient, but they're also going to make less errors. And suddenly, you have that little bucket of credibility, and you will be able to go to other type of use cases. My fourth tip is about making sure you have the right context. Building all those agents is beautiful, but they need to have the right business data and business context. If you don't, it's not going to work out. So, now, of course, let's see how Dataiku will help you to embrace those frictions. We are not perfect, and those frictions are here. Now, while working with some clients, we saw how we can help them to go beyond those. And one of my favorite examples was working with Michelin. So imagine a second, you forget your role, and you set yourself in a factory, OK? And you are going to create the new generation of wheels. And in factories, everything is planned. Everyone's got its role, and not in every factory you have a team of data scientists, OK? Data scientists, normally, they sit at HQ, and they send you some dashboard, and you're going to have those dashboards in the factory. That's how life is. And when you tell those guys, OK, you bought some new tools, you have AI, but actually, it's not going to change anything in your factories if you don't put those tools within the factories. And then you have the biggest friction ever. Well, you don't change work like that on a factory. And that's where embracing the friction around usage, scale, value come together. What we were able to do was to upskill people on the factory floor and showcase it was easy enough for them to collaborate on the data within the factory. And the value was immediate for them. Those data scientists, as good as they are missing the business context and the understanding of what's going on. By putting technician and engineer on the ground, accessing the data, they were able to gain a lot of understanding of what was going on with some processes. So the value in terms of product quality jumped. But it was actually a very difficult pitch. It was about changing a process. But if you don't confront that, as much as you use AI and you have beautiful, I want to be a data-driven company, you're not going to change anything. So focus on the process, on the workflow, and brainstorm with your team to see what you need to change, and therefore your tools will be able to help you. So embrace and accept those frictions. It's not going to be easy. We are not selling magic. But if you don't do it from the start, it's not going to change. And that's why the agents are a very interesting part of this process, because what you're going to now build for your business, it's not just AI, and actually you could just erase the wording. You're going to build collective intelligence and collective creativity. You had a demo this morning about the Agent Hub. The Agent Hub is all about actually sharing new ideas to sort out your own problem. When you are a business expert, you don't really want to be a data expert. It's not your thing. But with those type of tools, you gain extra creativity to make your life easier. And that's when things become much more fun. You are really empowered. You can see what other people done. And you have a tool which is making sure you are safe. Okay, you can be creative, but avoiding the chaos of creativity. So, it's very important to understand those agents can be wild. We saw the spectrum of agents this morning. The minions we saw, they are also wild. So you need to tame them. To tame them, you anticipate the chaos which can happen, because if you build one, it's easy. If you build 100, much more complicated. So you need to think about the governance behind. The second thing, it's very important you understand all the myths and you focus on the truth. The myths, there are two myths. Agent, it's automation. No. Automation, we have, for instance, RPA, it works really well, you can use it. Or agent, they're going to do everything for me. Neither, they're not magical, okay? What we saw since we started our Agent Accelerator program, where we help customers who want to develop agent and get value as fast as possible, two types of use cases work really well. Analytic modernization, talk with your data, but also get action and resolution, and optimize your back office. Everything which is around customer complaint or IT ticket classification, starting there really help you to understand the power of agent. Be upfront. There are some costs going with agents, and you shouldn't underestimate them at the start. I think the human oversight is the biggest one. That's why you need to confront the friction and make sure that people understand with the same old processes, it's not going to really get you much value. And as a summary, embracing those friction means you really should delegate with discernment. Where do you need those agents? What do you want to keep fully managed? Where humans are the most important, and where do you need that collaboration? Okay? Second, absolutely start with scaling in mind. Those tools cost money. If you keep thinking about small innovation in a pocket of your company, you're going to lose out. The third point, make sure you add the business context. What I mean by that, so far we have been using AI and trying a little bit in the same way than everyone else. With agent, that technology gives you a completely different way of working, because you can have your professional who brings a completely different and unique knowledge in the process. And that's a different ball game. And finally, align on what is value, but more than that, question it. And that's a very good topic for the lunch which is coming. Ask people you meet, which type of value do you want to drive through those new tools and processes? Do you want to drive just economic value? Could you drive social value? Could you make your workers safer? Could you drive environmental value? And of course, it's a hard topic because data means energy, etc. Okay, but we can also use it for good. How? Maybe even cultural value. Let's stop developing LLM just in English. There is value in understanding the world through different languages. So, I really engage you to create now very responsibly, but I want you all to be creators. And there's not a better time with our new Agent Hub and with your unique knowledge. So, if you have any question, very happy to link in with you and talk a little bit more in details about the Michelin use case. We have some other use case where we faced a lot of frictions, and happy to go through them because we need to recognize it is difficult, and you are not alone finding it difficult. And often at conferences, people are like, it's perfect, life is beautiful. We know it's not, so we are here to help you to buy a little bit of time and to communicate better your challenges to your team. Thank you very much, and I invite you to have lunch and question your neighbor about which value he wants to create. Thank you.